Oh, Boris is such a sweetheart. Oh, you know, I want a Boris spin-off game.
Well, it looks like I fucking called it. So this is more or less a follow-up video to my first Bendy video. I'll be talking about the comments on that video, the second game Boris and the Dark Survival, and a few other things, like what I got wrong in that first video and some of the corrections I'd make.
And yet I can't pull this down. These aren't... Oh, there's another fucking... Fuck off, man. That's so dumb.
So the problem with Bendy and the Ink Machine is currently on 8.5 thousand views. Thank you guys so much for that. It has 232 likes as of now, and 250 dislikes. Now I can actually guarantee from the analytics that a massive majority of people who disliked the video didn't even make it past the first quarter of the video. Now, sure, that could be my video wasn't very engaging, or that people just really hated my face and voice, which honestly, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Or it could be proof that my assertion about Bendy's fanbase was entirely correct.
And fuck your fanbase of stupid 12-year-olds.
And they disliked the video without even hearing my reasoning behind it. And to be fair to those children, those people, I was very harsh towards the game in the first part, and one point of contention I often get is
saying the game is as bad as E.T. for the Atari or Superman 64 is going too far.
And yeah, I'll concede that is a huge exaggeration, but that's kind of the point, you know, it being a joke and all. Now, granted, I should have made it a bit more obvious it was a joke, since clearly it didn't land with more than a few people, but what's done is done, and what's fun is fun. Speaking of fun, Boris and the Dark Survival isn't. Alright, now hear me out. Since my verse video, some people really don't seem to get this, but what I am about to say is entirely my opinion. You can have a different opinion if you want. I am not stopping you from doing that. Okay, now that that's out the way, Boris and the Dark Survival is currently £2 on Steam, and I thought, for that amount, I won't even be upset for paying for it, so I promptly bought, installed, and started playing it. And at first, it looked really promising. Okay, immediately, this looks incredible. Like, this looks so much better. But I was soon reminded that once a Bendy game, always a Bendy game. And when I noticed these icons, I realised it's gonna be another fucking goose chase. But thankfully, it wasn't all bad. Bendy in all his shitty 3D model goodness starts following you, and it becomes basically a top-down Slender, with you finding items before Bendy catches you. Fuck off, bro. This is fine. It's basically a weaker version of the projectionist bit from the first game, but with one glaring issue. Alright, I'm gonna preface this by saying, I am not very good at games in general.
Fucking hell!
And I'm also very stupid. So there's a big possibility I just somehow completely missed what I'm about to talk about, but we digress. Like the projectionist section, there are these little miracle stations that you can hide from Bendy in so that he fucks off. Unlike that section, you have a stamina bar which decreases when you run, meaning there are these similar looking soup vending machines, which dispense, well, soup that refills your stamina bar. I actually quite like this mechanic. It forces you to keep a mental map of the area so you don't run out of stamina, and you can hide from Bendy. What I don't like is Bendy. I didn't actually make it any further than this level because I could find those vending machines literally everywhere. Boom, bang, bing, bong, they were everywhere. Yummy. But I, for the life of me, couldn't find more than 2 miracle stations. Now, again, maybe I'm stupid, or blind, or both, but I seriously don't think that's enough given how your stamina depletes. And finally, because this wasn't even meant to be the focus of this video, Bendy wouldn't fuck off. Alright, Bro, fuck off! Let me do shit! He just glides. Alright. Oh my god. Fuck off! Leave me alone! Let me finish this stupid fucking level! Jesus Christ! Fuck off! If I hear that fuck off! Oi, prick! Oi! I'm behind you, fuckwit! Come catch me! Yeah, keep in mind there was only about 5 seconds max between each of those cuts. I literally couldn't leave the station because Bendy was just circling me. I have no idea if this is a bug or the game running how it's supposed to, but either way, it's lame, and I gave up. In conclusion, I think you should try it given it's only £2, but don't expect a masterpiece. Anyway, on a brighter side, you guys down to read some comments? I am. I hate you. I hate you. I can make an entire video why you suck and you are wrong. I've never heard someone cry as much as you. Everything makes you mad. Then you get pissed off if you are losing. You are so emo, it's cringe. Your fake forced laugh is so bad it makes the acting in Bendy look amazing. You're gay and you suck. For real. Get hell! You are so cringy most of the time, you're just saying the F word, come on. What was your first word that you said fuck? And anyways, did you do it on purpose to be confused at how the game is played, or are you dumb? Everyone have different opinions. You know why you had to say bad about the fan base. What? You're so exaggerating. I mean, yeah, this game wasn't the best, but it's not the worst either. Your dislikes tell me that your opinion is wrong. Edit, don't reply to me, go get a life. What? Maybe you could lose 15 pounds of weight instead. Yeah, bro. I'm trying. You are just a fucking idiot. Why are British people so mad at the world? Bro, if you lived here, you'd fucking understand.
Absolutely love go-karting. I'm like Super fucking Mario, but with a huge bulge. I grill more birds than George Foreman. I'm buzzing we're going on this boat. I'm gonna be riding these waves like I'm riding some bird's fucking back end.
This video has more dislikes than likes, and it's because Bendy and the Ink Machine is the best game in the world. Okay, this has to be full of shit. No! Oh man, no! Why do you have Alucard Helsing as your thing, bro? I'm a Helsing fan too, man. If you didn't like shit games, we could have gotten along. If you paid any attention, oh wait, you didn't. We're trapped in an endless loop that'll be broken in the next game. And this ending is a result of not finding an effective way of ending the loop. If you do review the next game, have more of an open mind, or better yet, don't even waste your time on something awesome as Bendy. He's better than Mickey Mouse. What the fuck? And 10 times more fun to watch the story unfold. Guess I'm a stupid person in your eyes. Oh well, clearly you've got no attention span. I honestly have no words. That is stupid. If that's the ending, that's fucking stupid. And sure, I might have a low attention span. And no, I didn't give a shit about the game. And I didn't really pay attention. Because it's a game, and it's not a TV show. Like, if it's a game, I'm going to be focusing on the gameplay, which sucks, so I think my point still stands. You better not shit all over the new game. If you do, fuck you. This game is pretty much my life. Growth the fuck up. You are an arse of trophies memes. 59 fucking mins? No one wants this or wanted it. YouTube is already a shithole. Stop contributing to it. Why don't you just quit? I've needed more motivation to kill myself lately. It's just a bit of an overreaction, isn't it? Now, I'd be doing a disservice if I said that all the comments on the video were like that. Here's a few that I'm actually very appreciative of, despite being critical. Hey man, take this as advice on how to do reviews. I'm only trying to help you. This review was great, but there are some things you can improve on. Pros, this video was hilarious, I laughed and I like that. I like how you gave explanations on how the team can improve the game. I love how you acknowledge that if people like the game, that's totally fine. Cons, I did feel at times you were exaggerating on how bad some things of the game were. I didn't really like how you treated the creators. Sure, they have some things to work on, but they made this game because it was their passion.
Kindly Beast, you fucked up. You fucked up so immensely bad that it physically hurts.
This last one is more of a personal thing, but I really don't like it when people say that fandoms are all bad.
The pure amount of AIDS emanating from this fanbase was probably the cause of Freddie Mercury's death.
And believe me, every fandom has its shit, but there are people who do really cool things like fan games. With all due respect, you contradict yourself quite a lot in your complaining. I believe you lack the true understanding of what these kinds of games are supposed to be about. Every single emotion that was wanted, you did indeed give, but then you played it off as something else after. I do not know what or who pissed you off, but do me a favor. Count how many times it made you say what the fuck, and just how many times did this shit game actually scare you.
Ah! Okay! 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 Oh! 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 Get in! Hurry! Ah!
This is a great...
Ah! Oh!
Whoa! Whoa! Dark games are meant to be a mindfuck. That is the part that makes it fun, at least I think so. If you had paid more attention to the storyline, instead of just complaining about being bored, then you would have figured out perhaps that it's not all as it appears, and you are meant to think about that. There were a few moments where it would scare me, and then I'd play it off like, oh, whoa, that's weird, you know? Like, I would try and act as if I wasn't scared, but yeah, I was scared. Like, jump scares are gonna scare you, and that is a mistake of mine. But the what the fuck things, it's like, again, you're right, like, if it is, I guess, meant to be a mindfuck, I don't think that detracts from the fact that the gameplay just isn't very good. Like, yeah, it elicited reactions from me, but that's not exactly hard to do. And also, with the bit with the lore, it's, I thought this was a good point a month ago, but, it turns out they had no plan for the game's story, and they literally made it up as they went along, so I can't even agree with you on that front, because they had no idea what they were doing. It's not the best, sure, but I feel like you calling it worse than E.T. was a dramatic overstatement. And by the way, most of the tasks you said had no explanation literally told you what to do, you just didn't read the objective bar, lol. Some are a bit vague though, also I'm guessing you didn't listen to very many audio logs. They explain a lot of the story details, like the Bertram fight. See, that's the thing. I shouldn't have to go out of my way to listen to audio logs. Like, it's nice that, like, it's there if I want to, but if that is there to add extra information, you know, that isn't really needed, then yeah, like, that's fine. But I have no idea what I'm doing in that Bertram fight and why he's even there unless I go the extra mile to listen to these things instead of doing the objective. Like, I see what you're saying, but I feel like it's just not great game design. Also, yeah, like, looking back on some of the footage with hindsight, it's like, yeah, you fucking idiot. While I disagree with your opinion, I enjoyed your video and felt that you did a good job expressing your opinion. In short, while I found the game to have a number of flaws, and I agree with your criticism for bugs, glitches, and chapter 5, I personally thought it was a 6 out of 10. I personally enjoyed the game a lot from story to gameplay, and I found the game to have solid replay value, which combined with my overall enjoyment made me replay the game for several subsequent playthroughs. See, that's great. Like, if you enjoy the game, that's like perfectly fine. All power to you. I do know that in the video I say you're wrong if you enjoyed the game, but like, I am joking. Like, obviously I'm joking. I love Bendy and the Ink Machine. This is actually my favorite game. But when I look at all those videos with those negative comments to this game, I'm kind of confused. I know it's just your opinion, and I don't have anything to it except one little detail. You expect that Bendy is a horror, and it's going to be scary. No! Bendy is not a horror game. The creators just wanted to tell a story, and they did it well in my opinion. That's all from me. Oh my god, it actually isn't. Wait, what? Adventure action. It's not even a horror game. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I had no idea it wasn't a horror game because there's so much about it which is clearly meant to scare you, right? Like, it's the whole creepy atmosphere, the like jump scares. I genuinely thought it was a horror game. That kind of recontextualizes a lot. That's interesting. It's still bad. I used to be a fan of the game, and I'm unsure if this is because I like it, but there are some problems that I have with this review. While I do agree that the gameplay is shit, you kind of over-exaggerated how bad the game is. Some gameplay in the review is either you getting yourself killed for doing something stupid, like when you got killed for standing still, or you not seeing an explicit doorway. You also criticized the game for being broken, and yes, I do agree with that, but you were just way too harsh. Like the clipping. I've seen AAA games have the same problem with clipping, and I know this is a more gameplay criticism thing, but I've also seen games that do not give you any type of clue or hint. You also said that the game's map makes no sense when there is a story reason for it as well. So I do think your review is all bad? No, but there are some things that you've got wrong in it, either from not doing enough research or from not being observant enough. Yeah. Like, there's nothing I can even say to that. I am aware I missed some really obvious shit, and it's quite embarrassing looking back, which is totally my fault, yeah. And the clipping, yeah, just because AAA games do that, it doesn't really like excuse it. Like, they're called out for that shit in AAA games. Like, I know it's just a small indie team, but while I do agree backtracking is annoying and it could have done so much more, I will give Chapter 1 a slide since it was used as a demo on Game Jolt. However, there are some things that I want to point out. First, I don't know how long it took you, but it sounded like you are just rushing yourself to the areas without observing the surroundings. There are literal hints in the pause menu if you pause the game, though the part where you need to get the second switch I can understand. I thought the game was glitched on me at first, so I decided to reset the game only to realize it was not, dot, and I had to get the second switch. Secondly, the ink makes sense because the cartoon characters are literally made out of ink. It could have been a prototype for the ink machine, for all we know. Thirdly, the reason why there are so many flaws is because you were technically not in the studio, but trapped in the ink machine. If you decide to return back to the studio, you can see hidden messages that will show bits and pieces of clues to connect the dots. And if you delve deep into coding, there is a newspaper that says death of the animator due to overwork or something like that, and that Joey has the ink machine in his home. My reply to this a few months ago was, I'll admit I definitely wasn't paying attention to the fine intricacies of the storytelling while playing the game, and in hindsight some of my gripes were very nitpicky, you're right, but I don't think any of this changes the gameplay, which is ultimately the biggest problem I had with the game. It's fine having lore and expanded storytelling, but without solid gameplay base, it really doesn't matter in the end. Thanks for your comment though, it's appreciated. Seriously, thank you guys for being so well-mannered and constructive, and thanks to the people who are supportive and positive. It's really appreciated. Alright, so there's a few things left that I want to address before I end this video. The first is that while I'm still proud of the Bendy video, it's far from perfect, and there are a lot of issues with it that, if I could, I'd go back and fix. Stuff like some editing glitches here and there, being overly critical in more than a few places, and I made a pretty fundamental contradiction during the review, which the commenter earlier pointed out. There's more, but I just wanted to get it out there that I'm aware of the flaws in the video, and I will try to prevent them from happening in the future, and thank you guys for pointing them out. Secondly, I'm very late to the party on this, but apparently there's been some controversy regarding Kindly Beast, the company that made Bendy. So, to put it shortly, they allegedly fired 50 employees without notice before the holiday season, stole ideas from the fandom without consent or credit given anywhere, falsely advertised their games, possibly promoted child gambling, fired someone during a pandemic without any notice, and verbally abused their staff.
Oh no.
If you want to learn more about the controversies, there'll be a link in the description to Chris Portal's video on the subject. He does a really good job explaining everything, and it's a really interesting watch. But yeah, it turns out that Meatley and Mike Mood are kinda cunts. So I have the moral high ground, even though I shat all over their work. Nah. Thanks for watching. Also listen to my podcast where we talk about shit and it's funny. Link in the description. Also, I'll probably make a video on the sequel when it comes out, so like, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see that. God, I fucking hate that shit.